Thank you, Josephine. Yeah, I mean, it's the second. We didn't know when it was. We thought it was before the pandemic, but then we realized that we were with the masks. So it was 1 year ago, maybe. Yeah, but I think it was very good, and people were asking questions. That is why I'm here. I mean, I want you to understand how the system works. I will not be complicated. I will not make things complicated. Easy things, and it's the things I will talk here about the things that you need to live in Spain. All the questions, probably all your problems. Do you hear me, everyone? Yeah, yeah. All the questions that may arise now or in the future, I think are covered here. If anything is not said, or you have something that you want to ask, you can stop me anytime, and we can talk all together. Okay. First, this is what it's like a list of what I'm going to talk about. First, it's important the actual situation for British after the Brexit, that I'm sure you all are worried about, and I will give some updates and things that you can do, or people that are looking to come could do. How to obtain legal residence in Spain. Taxes, we will talk about taxes, about income tax, about will and inheritance tax. That is something important, although, yeah, you are very young. I can see very young people. Younger than normal, because normally, yeah, the average is a bit higher. Capital gains tax, if you sell your house in England, what happens? So, driving license, that is a huge issue in Spain right now. How to start a business if someone wants. I have a whole projection here, but I think that will be not relevant. So, yeah, well, you all know that from the 1st of January 2021, UK is out of the European Union. You decided to go. Maybe none of you vote to leave, but the final result was that UK is out. And the consequences for us and for you, or our relation with Spain, is that you don't belong to the European Union, and it's not so easy to come as it was before. This doesn't mean that it's very complicated. It's just changes. Things, you know, of course, that you need a visa to come in. One thing that people think that they can't is that you can buy a property. You can still buy a property and live here a while, a holiday home, or to live permanent after, and that you can come 90 days every 180. I don't know if everyone understands how does it work. The thing is, every year or every 180 days, you can come for 90 days without, of course, residency and so on. You can come, in this example, like the 1st of January, and you can stay in Spain until the 31st of March. You could leave and come back again the 1st of July. So every 180, you could be coming. What happens if you stay more or stay longer? I don't know. I don't think it's going to be an issue. Of course, you are breaking the law, but as you go back to England and no one is going to ask you to see your passport normally when you go back, then I don't think it's a big issue. But of course, it's not what the rules are saying right now. Someone told me about the possibility of there are apps where you can download and you put the dates and if you move throughout Europe, and you can easily calculate how long can you stay in Spain. Now, I don't know if you are new guys. I see some familiar faces, so some of you, I know that you are here, but I'm sure that you've been asked by friends or family that are looking to come to Spain, what are the actual possibilities of coming to Spain to live. So, basically, let's say two. There are others for people that are looking to work or to work in a big company or something like that, but basically there are two. The first one is the non-lucrative visa. The non-lucrative visa is a license, is a residency that they give you for initially for 1 year, and you have to start the process. People think that you have to start the process in Spain, But this is not like that. You have to start the process in England, or in the UK, outside of Spain. And then you have to apply at the Spanish consulate in London, Manchester, or Edinburgh. That is where we have offices there. When this is approved, you have to come here and apply for what we call the TIL, is your ID. What is the biggest handicap of people? Is that you have to show money or savings or money coming in or rental for the people that are looking to come. If it's a family of 2, the first person must show 27,000. This is the amount right now, and the second person should show 7,000. So it's in euros 34,000 in total what you should show. You should show the way you want, with savings in the banks, with bonds, with shares that you have. What we want to know is that you will have money in Spain to live at least that year that you are looking to come. That's what they consider is the minimum, and you can show the way. If you have pension, of course you can include it. If you have rental, you can show it. This is something that is for people is like a handicap. Now, important thing is, of course, that you can't work at least the first year. You are not able to work in Spain. I will talk now how to change that. Initially, they will give it to you for 1 year, right? Then they will renew for another 2 years, another 2 years, and then 5. When you are 5 years in Spain living, we consider yourself as permanent resident, and it will be much easier to do or to renew in the future. One thing that is important that you know in the medias, in internet, there are the forums, there is people that saying things that are not correct. The first one is that when you have to renew, people think, as is for 2 years, people say, no, you have to renew and prove that you have enough funds, money, or whatever, for 2 years. 27,000 plus 7,000 multiplied by 2. But this is not what we are obtaining, of course, and at least in Almeria, because in other provinces there are some doubts about it, but even if you are going to renew for 2 years, you can show that you have income for 1 year, right? Income, savings, as I said. These are very important. We do a lot of videos about this to inform people, and sometimes we have comments, no, that's not true, that's not true. I did a video with David Wright the other day, and I showed him, of course without names, what we are doing at my office. It's not that I'm reading, someone is telling me, we are doing that. We are renewing for people for the second year, or the renewal of the 2 years, and proving just income or savings for 1 year, right? This is very important. If you have friends that are looking to come, they get in internet, tell them that this is how it works, because this is not letting people come, because it's 50-something euros, which is a decent amount of money, right? But you can renew in other ways. You can renew if you want to work. Young people that I see here, if you are looking to work in Spain, you could renew it working. The only thing is that you need to be offered a job. You have to come with a job offer from a Spanish or someone that is officially registered in Spain, and apply and change and shift your actual non-working visa or non-working residence permit into a working visa. But you could go further. Imagine that you are looking to start a business in Spain, any kind of business. It's not as for the golden visa that I will explain after, that you have to do a big business, hiring people and those things. You can work from home, remote, selling things, or with your laptop, and this is a business in Spain. You could renew that non-lucrative visa with the possibility of starting a job. You have to submit like your project, what you are going to do, what's your expectations. But if this is not something that is really, really weird, they will normally approve. And I've done that also. At my office, we've done that. And recently, I showed also David, someone that started a cleaning service. They were going to clean apartments, holidays apartment, and they obtained the non-lucrative visa on the normal way with the money, and we just have renewed for them, starting a business, which is a normal business, in this case, cleaning apartments. The other possibility is not everyone can go in this visa, is when you have money to invest in property or in other things. When you are looking to invest, to buy one property, 2, 5, 10, it doesn't matter the number of properties, a minimum amount of 500,000 euros, not pounds, you will get what we call the golden visa. It's like a visa for investors, a visa for wealthy people. You could invest more, but you couldn't invest less. If you know anyone that are dealing with that, it's very important that you tell them that the person, if imagine there is a couple, if a couple buys property and the total value is 600 euros for 600,000 euros, you are not in. Why? Because the first person must invest at least 500,000. So, as you normally in England, the system that you have is that each of you owns half of the property.
Sorry, does that mean then that you have to spend 500,000 in a house, or it might be that your property is now worth 500,000?
If you bought the property after 2012, that is when this golden visa started, and it's easy to prove because you can show your deeds and so on, you can get in. It's not that you need to do now, also if you've done it. But it's very important when couples are buying, and normally you buy with your husband or wife, the net investment of each of you must be 500,000. But there is a potential trick here, that is that there could be, I don't know how you call it in English, but the first, we call the head of a family, the person, one of the persons can invest the 500,000, and all his family below, your wife, your husband, your children, will get it. This is very important because if you think that each of you needs to invest 500,000, it's a lot of money. But the only thing is that the husband or the wife must buy alone, or at net investment of 500,000. There are possibilities to cover the other half, so you are not, because it's your money also, and if you get divorced, there is an issue there. But there's possibilities in Spain to show that the property after you do it is from both. So net investment to get this thing is 500,000 for one person, and the family together with that person, they don't have to prove anything, right? With this visa, it's very soft. You can live in Spain, you can not live in Spain, you just need to come once every year. That's it. Not even come. You could just prove it with a flight ticket, and you will be in. It's just they just want you to prove that you came to Spain. You don't need to be resident here. You don't need to be fiscal resident here. So it's very open for people that do have investments or companies in the UK and they don't want to make their lives here and they don't want to change the companies and so on. It's a good thing. I didn't say that, but very important for those, and this happens a lot. People think that you obtain the non-lucrative visa, but you remain as non-fiscal resident. I will explain it after when you are fiscal resident or non-resident. Important, when the non-lucrative visa, in theory, you can't leave the country more than 6 months. So, in theory, you are considered, since you obtain it or you come to Spain, fiscal resident. And I will show you after what happens, all the consequences. Well, for those that were living in Spain before all these things, nightmare about the Brexit, you may have this thing. This, we call it the green paper. This is like the old residence for foreigners, for people from the European Union. And you may have it, some of you may have it. The thing is that you can still use it. Some banks or some official sites, they say that you need to exchange to the TIE, that is this one, but that's not true. The law says that you can keep it, but having this is comfortable. Why? Because it's like an ID. With this document, it's a paper, it can break, there is no photo on it, there is nothing. You cannot show us to prove that you are who you are telling. With this document, you will put a biometric fingerprint, and this is like our Spanish ID card. You can go anywhere with that. It's a substitute of your passport. You can go to the notary. So some people are waiting, or they don't want to change. You can remain as such, but of course it's useful to change it. You could, when you obtain for the first time, depending on how long you were before the Brexit, you got 5 years or 10 years. The valid date or the expiry date is on the document. Again, it's saying there that you can't leave the country with this more than 6 months. Again, I say the same with the 90 days. No one is going to come and check that if you've been here 6 months or 7 months, or you left the country, or you've been out for 1 year. Normally, the Foreign Office are not going to sue you for that. So, yeah, if you need to leave for some reason, don't reject this thing. Don't leave it because it's so difficult to get it now. Well, difficult is all the paperwork that we said. That I would not get rid of it because you need to go for 1 year or 8 months or 9 months to your country for some reason.